Hi, how are you? Glad you're here. Appreciate you coming by. Wanted to show you how to draw a trend line for traders or swing traders, basically somebody who's not looking for long-term investment, but to catch some movement in the stock or the market on a short term. So this is on a monthly basis, the S&P 500, back all the way from 2011 to current. And the trend line, let me just show you real quick. You can check out my other video if you haven't been there yet to see how to draw a trend line. And it's simple, but I wanted to show you this is the trend, and if we move out even further, we can take a look at these. It gives you an idea. It gives you an idea of the big picture. But to know what to do during these volatile times where there's a lot of market movement, you've got to zoom in. And when you zoom in, you can see what's going on a little easier. And when I mean zoom in on the time frame as well. So a monthly chart doesn't really work while we're going through the COVID 2020 crisis. All right. So what I typically do is still find the big picture, and you've got to stretch it out a little bit so you can see some movement. And here's let me get rid of that, so don't get confused. Here is the current trend up here. So we can take this low, this low, this low, I'm not sure where. We'll just put it in the middle of there, that mess, and see what happens. So there's the overall picture currently. I took a low to this low, maybe over to these lows. Okay, and now it's moving sideways a little bit. And we're really not sure what it's going to do over here. And that's why I like to draw a little triangle once we get into our future here and see what happens. So that's what that looks like. But as a trader, I want to know, I don't want to wait for a direction. I want to know what's happening today. And so even if we take I don't know, we'll look at a stock here in a minute, but let's zoom in first and see what that can look like for us. Stretch it out so we have some movement. And again, you take your trend line and you take it from since the trend is obviously moving down for us right now, we're going to take it from the top and draw a trend line down. And you want to try and touch as many of the tops as you can. Okay. And so we're kind of cheating here because it cuts across those right about here. It cuts across the bottoms, and we want to stay along the tops. So if you see where we are currently right here, you don't want to take it to where you are currently if it doesn't cover the tops of your bars. So we took the high point of what we can see on our chart, and we want to take it across the tops of the bars and just take it out into the future. And so that's where we are currently. Each bar represents 1 hour. All right. And so we're still below the trend line. And if you want to zoom in a little more, okay, then you just change up the time frame and you keep looking at it to where it makes sense. So there's the tops of the bars. We still have a downtrend, still have a downtrend. And over here, it's got a little loop. We'll see what happens to the rest of that. I might make it up to the trend line and continue on down underneath the trend line. All right. So at this point, you have to kind of wait and see. It's kind of in the middle of no man's land. Even if we stretch it out and try to make a picture of it, we just don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to leave it right there for now. That's your trend line on a zoomed in basis. It will help you make decisions. It will help you decide if it's time to buy or not. So go ahead and take a look at my other videos down below. You can check out my other links for more information. If you're just getting started or if you are still learning in the learning process, go ahead and utilize my information. I try to keep it as simple as possible so that you don't get overwhelmed with all of the information that is out there. You just want to keep things very simple so you can stay focused and make the most profits. Appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time.